Yakima News Team, taking action for you. KIMA Action News.
Good evening, everyone. The city of Yakima has now filed a state of emergency after 5 days of severe flooding. City officials said they hope the county will too at this afternoon's press meeting. Ariella Torin has more on how the city is handling all the flood damage.
A levee break in Cowiche Creek off Highway 12. It's the latest disaster with ongoing flooding around Yakima. 40th and Fruitvale engulfed by water, prompting more road closures in the area.
We got hit harder this year, or worse this year, than we did last year.
The second year in a row, the levee break has flooded businesses near the intersection. Not all eligible for flood insurance in a designated non-flooding zone, leaving owners frustrated and seeking answers as the city seeks more help.
We have signed a declaration of emergency under this particular incident.
An estimated $850,000 in flood damage so far. Crews from multiple city agencies working around the clock to sandbag and pump water. More police resources also brought in to patrol areas of need. But city officials say it's Mother Nature taking her toll.
Debris in streams and creeks is always part of the question here, but the cause of this flood really has been this massive snowfall and then the rapid warm-up.
A warm-up with pouring water runoff onto roads, orchards, and into homes. City officials say there's been no oversight on their end.
We always have crews throughout the year that take a look at those culverts and so forth, make sure that there's proper flowage to go through.
Declaring a state of emergency, now allowing city officials to enter the creeks to safely undertake fixing the levee and a blown-out berm wall. Access to more resources like sandbags would also become available.
It is affecting a lot of people, and it's sad, but you can't predict the snow melt.
For now, businesses and homeowners wait it out as they wade through water. In Yakima, Ariella Torin, Action News.
City officials say no injuries have been reported by citizens during the flooding. They advise people to keep a safe distance from floodwater and obey road closure signs. Flooding updates and closed streets are posted to the city's website as well as social media. There's a number for more information on our website at kimatv.com, and we'll continue to keep you updated on the flooding as more information becomes available. Meantime, flooding continues to be a problem also for folks in Kittitas County. Jordan Lyle spent the day checking in with those affected by the flooding and finding out how you can stay safe both on the roads and during flood cleanup.
Living out on Thrall Road, the Eaton family's property looks more like a pond. But Christy Eaton says flooding is common.
When this is down in about, give it a couple weeks, we won't even remember it.
Eaton says their home is on a floodplain, and over the years, her and her husband have learned to be prepared.
You have to expect it, and be prepared. Make your houses as high as you need to and, ride it out.
That's the same feedback I got from residents in West Ellensburg who didn't want to go on camera but said they weren't fazed by the water. One woman was even pumping water out of her basement, something she says is almost an annual occurrence. Still, Kittitas County deputies say they're monitoring areas of concern to err on the side of safety and encouraging people to begin sandbagging with more rain expected in the forecast tonight.
I'm standing here on North Pot Road, right next to West Dollarway Road, and it's conditions like these that Kittitas County Sheriff's Department say drivers should avoid. If you see any running water across a roadway, they say do not cross it. It's hard to tell just how deep or dangerous that roadway might be.
And it's not just drivers who should take caution. Kittitas County public health officials say floodwaters are not safe for contact.
Well, floodwaters tend to carry disease, they tend to carry chemicals, they can be contaminated, and most importantly, people can't see what's under that water.
Knutson says you should also be careful if you use well water.
We don't want people to use that water until it's been tested and confirmed that it's not contaminated and it's safe.
And as you begin cleaning up after a flood, here are some tips the health department suggests, including wearing rubber gloves and boots and making sure to properly disinfect any clothing that might come in contact with any floodwaters. In Ellensburg, Jordan Lyle, Action News.
Ellensburg police say 5th Avenue and Railroad is the only street still closed within the city limits due to water over the roadway. Sheriff's deputies say no county roads are currently closed. If you need sand or bags, the county has made them available at the Upper County Shop and at the fairgrounds.
Let's take a look at those headlines heading in the next 24 hours, and we still have several watches and warnings for flood concerns moving forward into the next 24 hours. We'll cover them in more detail coming up in just a little bit. We could see a little bit of rain tonight, so possible, but the overall trend is going to be a drier one moving into Thursday. Some sunshine in your forecast for tomorrow. I'll have all the details on your weather coming up in just a few minutes. Scott, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Mike. The trial for a man accused of killing his wife 20 years ago is now underway after several delays. Barry Beckford is charged with first-degree murder for the shooting death of his wife in 1997. Deborah Bailey was found shot to death in her car along Natchez Weenass Grade. The case went cold for several years until it was investigated as part of a cable TV show, which helped Yakima County investigators gather new evidence against Beckford. Beckford was arrested in January of 2015. The trial is expected to last several weeks. We now know what caused the death of a woman during a house fire last week in Moxie. 56-year-old Laura Pretty died of smoke inhalation, according to Yakima County Coroner Jack Hawkins. Fire leaders say the fire started in the back of a bedroom of a house in the 1600 block of Birchfield Road. They say the fire was burning for about 20 minutes before crews arrived. East Valley fire leaders say it could take weeks before they know what initially caused the fire. Covering the nation tonight, President Donald Trump is speaking out for the first time about his leaked 2005 tax return, which was made public on MSNBC Tuesday night. Michelle Aluso takes a closer look.
I just think it's so disgusting when people can take a tax return, which is supposed to be almost sacred, and just release it like it's nothing. I think it's a terrible thing.
President Donald Trump spoke exclusively to our sister station, WWMT in Michigan, about his leaked 2005 tax return. The two-page document shows President Trump made about $150 million in 2005 and paid about $38 million in income taxes, with an effective tax rate of roughly 25%. Trump's average tax rate in 2005 was higher than President Obama's in 2015 and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders in 2014. The average American taxpayer paid a 13.5% tax rate in 2015, according to the IRS. Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist David K. Johnston, who released the pages, said he found the documents in his mailbox.
He's been following me for 25 years, so obviously he hasn't done so well. He's been following me in a negative fashion.
Despite pressure from both Democrats and Republicans, Trump said he could not release his tax returns because they were under audit by the IRS.
So you got to ask yourself, why does he want to release them?
For decades, every major presidential candidate had released the forms. Democrats say full disclosure of Trump's taxes will allow Congress to see potential conflicts of interest.
It was just a tiny, tiny piece of what we want to see. We want to be able to see all of those tax returns.
The voters spoke. If they were concerned about whether or not he released his taxes, he would not have won the presidency.
It is illegal to release someone's tax return information without their authorization. The leaker could face a felony charge and up to 5 years in prison. On Capitol Hill, I'm Michelle Macaluso.
More local news now. An elementary school custodian is being honored as ESD 105's Regional Classified Employee of the Year. Custodian Dan Holzer was given the award during a surprise assembly at Terrace Heights Elementary today. Holzer has been with the East Valley School District since 1996 and is responsible for keeping up the condition of the school as well as helping organize activities. One of his favorite parts of the job is interacting with students on a daily basis.
It's just a good atmosphere. I mean, I like being in there at lunchtime with them. I have little guys help me out, clean up at lunchtime. They get a big kick out of that. There are things now in our school that we do, the PBIS program, and it's all about being positive.
Holzer will now serve as one of 9 regional candidates for the State Classified Employee of the Year award. That winner will be announced at the beginning of May in Olympia. Well, today's the day classic rock fans have been waiting for. Journey and special guest Asia are set to hit the stage at the Sundome tonight. And that's where Gustavo Holguin is standing by live to tell us more about today's show.
Yeah. No, this is...
All right, hi, Scott. I'm here at the Yakima Valley Sundome with Neil Schon and Arnel Pineda.
Hey.
Obviously members of Journey. And I know this is going to be the first stop in your U.S. tour. And I know you still got a lot to go. But at the beginning of April, you guys are going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, what does that mean for Neil Schon and being a member of Journey?
It probably means a lot of endorsements and really cool stuff. Yeah, you know, I mean, I actually, since we could have, you know, been in almost 17 years ago, or in the running anyway, I gave up on it. Even thinking about it, and I was going, well, it's all right, you know, no big deal. We have our fans. Our fans are what mean the most to me, you know, and but. Like everyone says, it is an honor. And I think that it's going to open up a lot of other doors, you know, for things that you want to do.
Yeah, and Arnel, I know, what is it like to be part of a band that can bring in the young crowd and also has fans that have seen them since the 70s and stuff like that?
Well, you know, I'm very happy for them. And you know, believe it or not, I mean, the music that they've created, it bridges a lot of generation right now. I mean, it's not only for the old schoolers out there. I mean, it's for the young crowd too. So I'm just so happy watching this mix of, you know, generations coming together to watch Journey. So it's making me so proud because I've been such a big fan, you know, since the 80s.
What does this mean?
Yeah, that's the signal to wrap it up. Here, the doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30 with Asia. Tickets are still available, so be good to yourself. Get some tickets. Come down to the Sundome. Gustavo Holguin, Action News.
All right, Nolan. Gustavo is the newest member of our team, so you'll be seeing a lot of him in the next couple of years. Well, fans of improv comedy will have a new group to look out for this weekend. Adults Who Can't Adult will host their first show at Yakima Valley College. The group is composed of YVC students who have been together since October of last year. Club advisor Ray Pritchard feels the group is ready, but it's up to the audience to get involved.
It's up to them what type of show we get, so come out, be ready to maybe even get up on stage with us.
The free event is Saturday at 7 p.m. in Kindle Hall at Yakima Valley College. And a programming note now, March Madness is upon us. That means our schedule will change at KIMA. There will be no Action News at 5 or 6 tomorrow or Friday. NCAA tournament games will air instead. You can still catch Action News at 11 o'clock both nights and get the latest Yakima news on KIMATV.com, also on our Facebook page, and we'll be back to our regular schedule on Monday. Well, there are foods out there that most people assume are healthy, but actually not. Coming up on Action News, find out what some of those foods are. Plus, if you're a victim of a flood, you'll most likely need to replace some, if not all, of your belongings. Find out a simple way to prepare for filing such a claim. That's in Consumer Reports. And our coverage doesn't stop here. You can find all your local news, weather, sports, and traffic on the KIMA mobile app, available for iOS and Android.